All right, guys, what's up? It's Tuesday. Welcome to the most underrated and underappreciated live stream on the internet. It's Anime Talk. From the most underappreciated and underutilized weblog, Anime Audiolog. Also featuring the most underappreciated and underwatched other live show on the clock. We're just underappreciated, man.
Are we underappreciated or are they underappreciated?
We are.
I don't know. I'm appreciated. If you look at the social stream, I'm always getting crazy comments.
Yeah. But hey, welcome. It's Tuesday. Let's do this shit.
Let's do it.
Do it. So, first up, Aero, in the news this week. So, Vertical, which brings over titles from Japan, translates them, makes them available to United States and United Kingdom crowds, is licensing SSY, which I find to be very interesting. I thought it was good timing, seeing how the anime is nearing completion. It seems to be a good tie-in. Part of the deal, if I understand correctly, is they have to get so many likes on Tumblr, or maybe this is already through, but part of the deal they usually do is you have to get so many likes on Tumblr, then they begin to gauge, they get some pre-orders, and then they finally buy enough and then sell them for so much a copy, it sounds like. But it sounds like this is going through and will be available to the United States audience here in the near future.
That's great.
Interesting enough. Huh?
I just don't know how popular it would be, though. That's the only problem.
I have to agree with you on that. There were a couple scenes in the anime that were very yuri, very yaoi, right?
Yeah.
The manga basically is borderline eroge.
That's not a problem. That's really not a problem. See,
I'm just saying, so it's a whole different crowd you're going to reach with the written material than you are with the anime material. Because there are those people that will buy something just to be... Oh, right's the right way to put this.
Entertained?
Entertained by the sexual nature of little girls touching each other.
Hey, there's also little dudes touching each other. All right.
That's true.
You don't discriminate.
That's true. It does not discriminate.
Well, no, see, here's my problem with this, is that, so right now, we actually have the animations like Aero airing, right? So, most people can catch that over on Crunchyroll, but it's, like, so, what am I trying to say? Sentai Filmworks actually owns it. And usually, like, they would do some kind of advertising for it. I know Funimation does a lot of advertising, Aniplex does a lot of advertising. There's nothing on this from Sentai Filmworks, which kind of makes me curious as to, if they were hyping about this, like, say, Aniplex was with, like, Sword Art Online, maybe the manga would sell much better, because, the name's up in the air, people are familiar with it. But considering how Shinsei Yori gets no attention at all, I don't know exactly how well this is going to turn out.
So, one of the comments here is that it's for the novel, not the manga. The only thing the article states is that it is for the manga, not the light novel. I'm just double-checking to make sure I've got things correct. This was reported on Crunchyroll and brought to them by Scott Green at Ain't It Cool News. You know, if you guys follow him on Twitter, it's AICN Anime. Ain't It Cool News Anime.
Yeah.
Pretty popular guy. Lots of people follow him. But he is referencing that it is the manga, not the light novel. So if there's a mistake there, I apologize, but I'm just going with the news as it's reported by those two individuals. So...
Yeah, I can understand. Well, I mean, I don't know. This is kind of meh news for me because I don't know. I found it hard to get in the show. Maybe the manga would do it better. I don't know. I can't say.
Can't say, but it's definitely going to appeal to a very certain crowd.
Yeah.
I will not disagree with that. But I thought it was interesting enough to at least bring it up that, sometimes an anime can help lead into other avenues of sales.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, the 7th annual Seiyuu Awards came out.
Yay!
Much to many of our viewers' dismay, the infamous Hanakana is nowhere to be found on this list.
Nor Sawashiro ever. And no, not even a single mention.
No. So, the male lead, Yuki Kaji, his 2012 roles include Aquarian Eval. He was Amata. He was in Excel World. He was Haruyuki.
Mm-hmm.
So, popular title there. In Magi, he's Alibaba.
Okay, let's not go through them all, but yeah.
Yeah. And he's Ueno in Mysterious Girlfriend X. So lots of roles in there.
I mean, if you notice, he's like either the generic male lead or the whiny male lead.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
The female winner this year was Kana Asumi.
Yes.
She was Mia Tachibana. She was the little sister of the main lead in Amagami. What else we got here?
Okay, come on. I got this one. I got this. She's Yuno from Hitamaru Sketch. Come on, guys. That's
Yep,
fucking
yep.
awesome.
There we go.
She's Nyarako from Hayori Nyarako-san. She,
Yep.
that singing and whatever nonsense. Let's see. Currently, right now, she's doing Sasami from Sasami-san. So that's just her kind of voice.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Now I can
Yeah.
place it. Honestly, I do not watch a lot of shows that she is in.
You should change that, dude. She's popular. She's popular.
I know.
No, as in popular from working, like
Haven't seen
not
it.
popular. Oh my god, dude, she's pretty famous. You should
Okay,
change
I'm
that.
not disagreeing with you.
Well, I'm just saying I like to know my seiyus. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. Flash comments that what's his name? Yuki Kaji is also the guy from. Is he from? I think he's also the guy from. He's Omashu. He's Shu.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't.
But
I
I'm
didn't
pretty
put two.
sure he wouldn't win an award for that. So
Yeah, and nobody wants to claim that.
yeah.
All right. So
let's look-
there you go, guys. The 7th annual Seiyuu Awards. There's your winners. Congratulations. Although they don't give two shits what we think.
I give two shits what they think
Yeah.
about
So-
what I.
So in what was it? In a survey by, and I apologize. I forgot who the survey was
Big
from.
Globe.
Big Globe again. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Globe puts out a survey of the Japanese otaku, the series they most want to see become an anime movie.
Mhm.
Honestly, not terribly surprised.
Yeah, this is pretty shitty list. Just gonna throw that out there.
None of these really surprised me. Although a recent kind of one in there is Love Live.
What do you mean oh, man.
That just came out this year, didn't it?
It's still airing, dude.
Yeah. So I mean, just started this winter. So for it to make number 10 says quite a bit.
Yeah. I don't know. So the weird thing is that they never really said if it was supposed to take the series and make an original movie or just turn it into a movie adaptation.
That's true. It was very vague on the whole
Yeah.
thing.
So if anything, I don't know. Based on this list, I feel like it's probably like a movie / OVA to continue the series. Because there's a lot of these. Like, there's no way you can condense it down to a movie. Like Hyoka, no, you can't do that with all that character interaction. Sword Art Online, maybe the actual Sword Art Online part, maybe into a 2-hour flick, maybe. Angel Beats, that's already been done before as a movie. It's just not in anime form, nor is it called Angel Beats. Sorry. Code Geass, that's Fate Zero. Like none of these titles can actually work as like a standalone movie.
Well,
These have-
Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night was made into a movie, so it's.
No, that was Unlimited Blade Works.
But Unlimited Blade Works was a concatenation of Fate Stay Night.
Yeah, but dude, was it good though?
It was terrible,
Exactly.
absolutely terrible.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is like for all these, like I don't really think you can condense any of these into 2 hours.
Guilty Crown, you could probably do. You could probably make Guilty Crown better by condensing it and improving it.
And just deleting half of it,
Half the garbage, yeah.
half the garbage or all the garbage.
No.
Just half of it.
How about you just keep what's good and you'd be down to a 2-hour movie?
Yeah, I suppose. Jin Rui, that might work. Depends on the characters. No, that can't work. That can't work at all. Because if you think about it, Watashi, she was actually developed over the entire series. Like they start because you know how they do the time jumps.
Yeah.
So that's how you were able to learn exactly how she became who she is today and exactly like what she thinks of the world. So I can't genuinely know. Maybe Love Lives purely for the fact that they're probably just going to do what Idolmaster might do and just animate a concert. So
I gotcha.
yeah,
It's possible. The idol shows lend themselves to all kinds of potential activities
exactly.
because their whole point is to do. Yeah, you could just pick a concert or pick a tour where they're on tour and do something. Something
Yeah,
ridiculous.
But this is a pretty shitty list. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah, it's not
Well,
that great.
Can you think of one that would actually be good as a movie? So instead of just saying it's shit, can we be constructive about it?
Aquarion Evil.
Eva? No, there's way too many jokes, way too many puns.
Okay, true. You'd have to eliminate the puns to make it happen. Okay, I'll give you that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think as a, I don't know. I think it would make a great 2-hour movie. I just don't. You're right, but I think we'd lose all those puns and it would go downhill.
Yeah. What would make good movies?
So what does our crowd think here?
Yeah. Actually, let us know, guys. What do you think would actually be a good movie?
So somebody's saying seems like we're under the mentality that movies have to be a condensed version of the series. That's not true. Like we're talking about, any of the Idol series you could do something original with. It would just be Hayoka, I guess, if you created a new scenario, you wouldn't have to condense the series necessarily. You'd have to create a new 2-hour mystery.
Yeah, but again, this is all under the assumption that these choices were done based off OVAs. But if you were to do it like as say, like actually condense the series, that would actually be really hard to do.
Yeah, condensing. Yeah, so clarify. Condensing the
all,
series
all,
not good.
all 10 of these can work to expand the franchise, not necessarily to summarize the franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody commented, Hyoka movie, 2 hours of sitting in a room listening to the main team talk about a mystery. See, I think that's Hyoka's biggest downfall.
You know,
actually, so much talking.
Actually, I hate to say this, but the Madoka, the first movie, not the second movie, the first movie, that was actually a pretty good movie, considering how if we're looking at it as far as condensing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they took the first 8 episodes and just boom, slapped it together, and it was only an hour and a half. A very good hour and a half, we may add.
We've got a comment here: a Psycho Pass prequel movie. I think it'd be interesting to see the downfall of Kogami.
Wait, let's wait for Psycho Pass to finish first.
No, I'm just saying. No, so Kogami used to be an inspector, and then he got
no.
downgraded
Kogami is the actual main character. You mean how he?
No, yeah, the guy. Well, he's not the main character, is he?
Yeah, Kogami.
Well, he's the main character, but he's the enforcer, not the inspector, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So he used to be an inspector. So they always talk about the first mystery where that crazy guy would lay people underneath the signs and stuff, and everybody would think it was fake, right? Under the holographic signs. It'd be interesting to see that as a movie and see the fall of Kogami.
I would be more interested if it was the prequels about I'm actually blanking on his name. The old guy, the one who actually used to be a detective.
Oh, going back that far?
Yeah, before the Sybil system, because he got replaced by the Sybil system.
That's true.
So to actually see the transition, that would be quite interesting as well.
Yeah, so I think Psycho Pass lends itself to many good potential plot lines for a prequel movie. That's a great one. Thank you, Mind, for that.
Yeah. So Kuroshinko also adds out there a Hidamari sketch movie.
Isn't there already one?
I mean, it's essentially the entire fucking series. And the Ungo movie. There already was a movie. Episode 0 was like 45 minutes long, so I'm not sure that's a movie or an OVA. But as far as an Ungo movie, that one was pretty interesting because you actually saw the background of the main character.
Yeah.
So yes. Another example of, a movie that expands the franchise as opposed to condensing it.
So what else recently has happened? Yeah, I definitely do not want to say an Eureka 7 movie. Never. That will never happen. I never want to see that. It would ruin the already bad taste I have in my mouth. It would make it worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you guys, have any other ideas up, and we'll mention it later on in the show.
I say we've got a lot of support here for a pre-Sybil type Psycho Pass movie. I'd have to say that was a good idea, Herbal. That would be awesome. I would buy into that. I'd actually buy that movie. I think that would be interesting. So moving on. So the rumor has it that Hidamari's sketch will be ending. I know the 2 senior characters will be graduating from high school.
Yes. So this is actually mean a lot. So it's funny because when you actually read the manga and watch the movies, or not movies, the TV show, they've been kind of slowing down the pace of time, essentially, like ever since they brought in the 2 new characters, Nori and Azuna. So you have all 6 of them there, but essentially it's like they've been like, instead of going over month time spans, it's been going over essentially day time spans. And I think that was essentially because the author was still trying to make sure the 6 of them were still there, and without progressing the time so much where they essentially have to graduate. But if Sai and Hiro actually have to graduate, that's like you're losing a third of your cast. Essentially. Yeah.
I can't say I've only made it through a few episodes of this. Honestly, there's no heartbreak on my side that if this continues or doesn't continue, to be quite honest.
I'm quite heartbroken at this point. It's sad.
But haven't they done 4 different seasons of it? Or 3?
Yeah, that's true. It's been 4 seasons, like
4,
each one had an OVA, so
I think it's due for something.
I mean, at least they were spaced out over a long period of time, like at least 2 years in between each season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the interesting thing is that they announced there was going to be a Hidamari sketch graduation episode, but they never said who was going to animate it. And you think they would announce right off the bat it would be Shaft Studios.
Didn't Shaft do the previous 4?
Yeah, I mean everything that was animated was done by Shaft Studios.
Okay.
But they never actually confirmed it. Neither did Shaft Studios themselves.
Interesting.
I don't know, and it seems kind of unusual as well, considering how Shaft does have a lot on their plate already. I mean, what you have the Monogatari second season, Kizu Monogatari, and then the Madoka movies still coming out at the end of the year. Like they have a lot on their plate. So to do this as well, I'm kind of interested.
Huh. So
Yep.
Graduation, the number one killer of anime characters. I think that and indirect kissing, I think, are the two main modes of death for anime characters.
Well, I would say terrible anime characters because Honey and Clover would tell you the opposite.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that one either.
It's about college, first of all,
I actually
And they-
watch it then.
and they do graduate.
All right.
That's actually the key part. Yeah.
So let's move on to the next thing. For those of you interested, reminder: Hidamari sketch graduation episode. No new details. We'll let you know when it happens.
I'm fucking crying. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So Blu-ray sales. Well, approximated Black Magic Blu-ray sales came out today.
Yay!
You know, Oricon or whatever their name is came up with their Voodoo Magic and gave some approximate values for week sales, ending last week or releasing last week. Excuse me. 227 was about the middle of last week, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's always that week span. I forgot to write it this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, February 25th to March 5th. I think
So
that's-
the 6 shows on here all released last week, so you can get an equal comparison between all 6 of these. No surprise, Sword Art Online is number
Fun.
1 by a wide margin.
See, here's what I'm curious about: is that Sword Art Online? That's the 5th volume, and it's still consistently doing like 25K in its first week. Like, A1 Pictures has to do a sequel, right?
You'd think.
Right?
All I can really say is that, damn, there are a lot of people who like that show.
Yeah, there are. And it's coming to America, and I'm pretty sure it's going to get even more popular.
I can see why it's popular. Putting aside plot holes and other kinds of other poor
yeah.
stuff, it appeals to a very wide... It's like other shonen shows, the Narutos, the Bleaches, the Fairy Tales, that kind of stuff. It appeals to a very wide audience of just general fans.
Well, not even that. If you think about it as well, like, how many anime do you know? I mean, I've had this talk with a lot of people. How many anime do you actually know have the fantasy setting that Sword Art Online does?
Very... Well, I never watched Dot Hack. What was that like?
I don't remember Doc Hack, to be honest. Do not
Ooh.
remember. But even though, like, you know, you have the fantasy settings, the dragons, the shields, the swords, like, all that medieval good stuff. Like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you got an actual... one that had high production values, at the very least?
Huh?
That sounds like good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it fits the bill. I'm not surprised. It's approximately 3 times as many sales as the next one, which was Little Busters. That one actually surprises me,
Little
in a
Busters.
way, because it's not that good from what I've seen.
I mean, if you think about it, a lot of these shows that people complain are not being good, except for Hidamari Sketch. But, I mean,
Now, I'll keep going.
Hidamari
Sorry.
Sketch, Hidamari Sketch is a different thing, because essentially, those who like the first season will like the 4th season. Like,
It's got a collective following.
exactly. As
Now-
opposed to, SAO.
Now, no surprise to me for number 3 was To Love Ru.
Because it's porn.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it's porn.
Sex sells.
Yeah.
Excel World, another show like Sword Art Online, doesn't surprise me. It's on the
Well,
list.
I wouldn't say like. That's like a mal recommendation, like there, or comparison. Well, I mean, okay.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. How about this? The same author. There's a very similar style. Like is a very general term in this. Yes.
Yes. But I do think that Excel World is better than SAO.
Well, yeah, for a number of reasons. One, Excel World was actually written when he was old enough to understand writing styles. But yeah, it's 6 or half dozen, however you want to look at it. To me,
Yeah.
Whatever. And then the Oriyama box set, which just came out, slides in at number 6.
Which is kind of, I don't understand why, well, I guess I do understand why they do box sets as opposed to, like, doing the individual volumes. But I feel like Oriyama, like, if you didn't buy that, that came out in 2000, that aired 2010, I think, winter 2010. No, sorry, fall 2010. So the Blu-ray sales probably went on sale 2011. So
So
considering how
that
it's,
was individual volume sales, right?
yeah, but considering how it's 2013 and you now do a box set, I feel like whoever essentially wanted Ori Emo probably already got Ori Emo at this point.
But it's enough to make number 6 on the list this week.
Well, if you saw the other shows, then you would understand why it was number 6.
That bad, huh?
It's still
I've stopped
tiny.
looking at kind of at the Oricon list because it's so terrible. It's not even accurate. This is just relative speaking, guys.
I mean, it's
we make no claims that these numbers are even remotely close to what they
no,
actually
no,
are.
no. We know that they're remotely close. I mean, it's a combination of what Oricon does and what Anime News Network does as far as their own compilation. So we know the order of magnitude. Do we know it's
Yes.
exactly 24,949? No.
No.
Do we know if it's 25K plus or minus 2K? That's
I would say that's correct, yes.
yeah.
So, Sword Art Online continues to be a gangbuster sale. Whoever is distributing that is probably making good money, both here and will make money in the U.S. at some point.
Probably.
Oh, God help us.
I
So-
said this before and I'll say it again. I have no problem getting 3 SAOs if I can get one more Idol Master.
Generate the income, right?
Exactly.
So, a new segment we're going to do between now and the end of the month is we're going to take 2 shows every week and we're going to talk about them, give our opinions, and kind of give you a brief season preview leading up to the start of the spring season at the end of the month.
Yes.
So, Aero, I've got these all animated out for us so we can step through them. First one up. Space Battleship Yamato 2199, the remake of the original Space Battleship series, is going from being a movie release, and they're going to do a season release. So the spring season will feature the 12, or I think it's 12 or 14, 12 episodes through the spring season. So we actually get to see it airing on a weekly basis rather than these sporadic movie reviews.
Yeah.
I have been fortunate enough to find a fan sub group that's been releasing these on IRC. So I've been watching them. I'm up to episode 10, and I have to say that it is a fantastic anime.
Okay, this is what's been bugging me. So I tried to do research on this, right? This is done by Zebek AIC. It's one of those cross-production
Yep.
things. So, Space Battle Yamato 2199. That was already done and released, right?
Okay, so yes, they've been releasing it in 2 discs, 2 episode sets, 4 episode sets as the movies come out. Something like
now
that. They're doing these releases, and now instead of rather than just doing disc releases, they're doing an airing release on a TV channel.
Okay, so they're now putting it on air.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I was trying to read up on this, and I was afraid that reading this exactly would present me spoilers. But yeah, like it's a classic.
It's already kind of spoiled.
Shut up.
So.
But
Yeah,
No,
honestly, if you haven't been following the disc releases and watching the limited fan sub, you need to watch it when it comes out on air. It is a beautifully animated. The plot is great. It is a well done, well rounded show.
I mean, it's just it's a classic space drama. Right?
Yes, it's a classic space drama, but it's not. I mean, I wouldn't compare it to Macross or any of those. This is its own thing, and it's great.
Okay. Well,
Huh?
quick. Oh no, go on. Sorry.
I'm good. I was just
Okay.
rambling on.
Oh no, so I just want to. I was just curious. Like, do we know if there are any changes going on with this, or is it just
Between the disc sales and the airing.
yeah.
I do not believe that there is any changes between the discs and this.
Okay, because I just want to clarify. If anyone out there who knows, please let me know. Is this going to be like Katana Gatari, where it was released a while ago and they're now airing it, or is it going to be more like Gundam Seed Destiny, where it was released a while ago and then they're doing like the super remake HD awesome graphics, but now on air? That's the key difference.
The stuff they remade is in HD. Like it's on a Blu-ray disc they're selling.
It is.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the full deal.
The kit and caboodle. All right.
Yeah, as far as I understand, it's the full deal. They like this. What I've been watching was full HD, like beautiful.
All right.
So definitely, if you have not seen Yamato, if you haven't been watching the weird way to get the fan subs, you need to watch it when it airs. You won't be disappointed at all.
Let's do it.
Next one. Oops, I'm not even there yet. You stupid thing. There we go. Another crowd favorite. Hayaka I can never say this part right. How would you pronounce that?
Come on, keep trying.
Ryoran?
Keep trying.
Ryoran? Whatever. Samurai Girl's Bride
Ryoran.
Ryoran? Yeah, it's a
Ryoran?
tongue tired. Is coming out with the second season.
Yeah.
Yay.
Why are we talking about this?
Because it's airing and people like the big booby girl fighting shows.
Did we watch the first season though?
Half.
I didn't.
I
didn't
hate
even
to
know
admit it, but this was the show that kind of broke the camel's back for me on I can't stand watching big booby girl fighting shows.
I mean, I don't know. I had no idea that this actually came, or the first season actually came out. I had no idea it existed.
So this show falls in line with the Queen's Blades, Freezing, Seikure, whatever you want to call them, that genre of shows.
Oh, okay.
Senran Kagura, is that the one this season?
That's this season, yeah.
Yeah, same kind of thing. Lots of clothes being ripped off, lots of fighting, no real definitive plot. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a hit or miss. Like I'll say that.
Like,
Because
the
I
whole-
tried that.
Huh?
I don't know. I'd say it's a hit or miss.
I tried watching it originally because I thought the art style was really cool. Thought it was very interesting.
Really cool. Right.
It was the original. Well, the preview looked really good, the art style and stuff. And then as you start watching the show, you realize no, they throw all that out the window just to show boobs.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, see, that's also confusing because they throw in the term samurai girls, but then I always got that mixed up with Majikoi.
Majikoi.
That came out last year. It was about like they were in high school and Yamato he wanted to become like prime minister and change them and they had to stop the corruption and there was like big titty girls and like there was like a gorilla bitch and then there was a purple hair bitch and then there was like that fuck it.
Whatever. So, yeah, so like one of our viewers commented, it had a really good watercolor style. That's great. But like it was really stupid. And one of the other viewers comments on creative censorship. So yeah, you would get blood splatter or water splatter that would just conveniently cover the screen at the appropriate places.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean that sounds pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Honestly, if there are definitely people that will love this, soak it up, write their novels on it, and be very happy.
I mean, but like if you look at the cast, it looks pretty fucking loaded.
It's not never saying that. Never said it wasn't about that, but
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to point out the whatever good features this show may have. Like, it just looks loaded
it's
as far as the seiyus.
everything is great about it except the plot.
Yeah. I mean, if this show had plot, like, I mean, it doesn't matter because people aren't watching for the plot, right? They want to see big tits and they want to see fights.
And they want to see naked big tits.
As opposed to clothed big tits. You know,
Exactly. What was it on Manda G this week? I'm going to sidetrack myself. What is it? The art of not seeing is more erotic than seeing.
Oh yes.
For those,
Subtlety.
yes, the subtlety is what makes it art, not the fact that you can never see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a great line. Probably the only funny thing I found. Anyways, that show has its moments. That was one of those moments. This show does not buy into subtlety as an art. Just
Well,
doesn't.
yeah. So what we basically concluded was that Mondaiji is probably going to be better than this.
Yes. And that you should watch Space Battleship Yamato even if you don't like sci-fi. Because you'll enjoy it.
Who hates sci-fi? Like, for real.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, game time.
Do it.
Got your game face on?
Yeah.
Hoorah! So we're doing Vegas odds. We're gonna take odds on a percent scale from 0 to 100 on whether a specific event is going to occur or something's going to happen here. We have 6 things or 5 things, Aero?
5, 6, 5.
Well, something like that. All right.
Wait.
Huh? You said wait.
Wing it.
Wing it. Got it. Here we go. Mondaiji gets a second season. Lots of people like it. It seems like on our end, seems to be an enjoyable series. Let's look at those percentages, Aero. You've given it a 60, while I've given it a 40.
Okay, how about you explain yourself, because you're clearly more wrong.
While I think it's popular, this wouldn't be the first series that had a decent coming out that never got a second season. I think it's going to fall into that thing where no matter what, like there's some fun shows that just never got that second season. Like then you get the most retarded shows that do, you know?
Yeah.
So I think this one is going to fall where it's just going to fall short of ever getting a second season. Not because of anything it's done, but because it's one of those shows that slips through the cracks.
Yeah, kind of like Mayashiman. You know, that was a great show that never got a second season.
And when they did it finally, it was botched.
Shh, no, shh. Okay.
The show that will
So-
not be named, huh?
Yeah. So I give this a 60% because to be honest, there's a lot of source material out there, and I feel like it's really increasing in popularity. Like people love the art style, it's very kooky, it's very catchy. Everyone likes it. It's pretty, and to be honest, I feel like they were doing a test demo with just doing 10 episodes as opposed to usual 12. Something kind of like Upote. But I have a feeling that those Blu-ray sales. I will predict those Blu-ray sales will be decent enough to fund a second season.
But see, but aren't the Blu-ray sales kind of on the tank?
They haven't came out yet.
I thought they've already released Volume 1.
No, not yet. I don't think so.
Okay, all right.
I mean, haven't you noticed that all of our Blu-ray sales have never featured an airing show?
Okay. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a look back at those and see for next week.
Again, this is all based on speculation and prediction, but I think that this is a show that might be enough to get enough sales.
Okay.
Kind of like Dog Days, where there's enough pretty girls, there's enough flashes, there's enough action scenes, to warrant more. And I think people would like it. I mean, I think at the very least, the light novel is getting more popular.
Oh yeah, I've heard, and Azriaz has confirmed that the light novel sales have skyrocketed comparatively.
Yeah.
That's a relative term, but they've definitely gone up.
I think that was his prediction, not. Anyways.
I thought I'd seen somewhere else that there was an increase in light novel sales, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Could be wrong.
Okay.
All right, next one. Psychopaths, either Kogami or Akane, will die by the series conclusion. I think we're in complete agreement on this one. I don't think there's any doubt in our minds that we're both 95%. I mean, it's pretty damn obvious somebody's going to die.
I mean, it's Butch Gen. You already killed off one main character. I wouldn't be surprised if another 2 or 3 actually go off.
I thought this was Urobachi.
Butch Gen.
Okay, yeah.
Gen Urobachi, yes.
Yes. Sorry. If he doesn't kill somebody, I'm going to lose faith in his ability to produce any anime.
Or he could actually do it such that it's still believable. I mean, I can actually think of 2 scenarios in which nobody dies, and yet you would still get, an interesting outcome.
Okay, but somebody needs to die. That's my point.
I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat yet.
I think we need a death here. All right, next one. JoJo will get a second season.
Ooh, what did I say? I totally forgot about that one. What did I say?
You ready? You've got it at 50%. You split the odds.
Yes,
I said 80%. I think it's gonna mix. I think it's one of those shonen series. I think that will continue to run. There may be a break here, but I think it's gonna come back. It'll get more animated shows.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I feel like it's gonna get 50%. Here's my reason why: is that it seems like they're gonna end on a very good point, right? So you're gonna kill, or you got Cars and Wham left, right? And then JoJo clearly is gonna kill both of them, and yet you still have five episodes left, and there's no way you can start the next arc. So I think it's gonna cut it clean right here, and I think that David Productions is just gonna move on to the next, old show to reanimate.
Really? Because JoJo is such a long-running series. They have so much content to build from.
They do, but I feel like it's. Yeah, I don't know. It just gets fucking crazy as hell from what I've told. I don't know the spoilers. I won't give you spoilers. But all I know is that apparently, when you start getting strands and fucking weird enemies and shit, it kind of just goes out the window. And I think what they'll do is probably quit while they're ahead. You have 2 really good arcs, just end it right here, and then they'll move on to the next show.
All right.
I mean, David Productions always starts things that are really awesome, and then they'll probably try to find some way to end it cleanly. If you look at Level E has a bunch of source material left, yet they chose to end it, with only 12 episodes.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that. Level E is a lot like Josh Rock. After a while, the jokes just aren't funny anymore.
Yeah. And I think that's what happen with JoJo, where it's that, yes, it gets crazy and all that nonsense, but you can only use dubstep and opera in the same episode so many times.
All right. Next up.
I'll be happy if it does get a second season. I just don't think it will.
So I threw this one here for kicks and giggles because it's always fun to fight this one. Girls in Panzer gets a second season.
Oh, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you threw it right out the window.
Yeah, it's 100%.
See, I don't think it's going This is one of those shows where I would like it. I think it will, but I had to hold back a little bit because I think it's one of those ones that just ends up falling through the cracks at some point.
Why would it fall through the cracks? Did you not see the first week of the Blu-rays, or not the first week, the first volume Blu-ray sales?
But
They were off the charts.
I know they are, but I just don't think I'm losing my faith in humanity here, man. I think that's my problem.
I mean, I don't see why you lose your faith. Like, the staff is clearly excited about the show. I mean, granted, they may have been misguided, at certain steps with the panty shot incident, but at the end of the day, you have strong sales, you have a strong following, and essentially you have a cast or you have staff that's committed to producing something awesome. Like, it's fantastic.
All right.
Like, it deserves a second season. You just have to. I don't know when though. That's the key. Is that we have to make sure that the manga has gotten to a certain point before they can start animating.
Yeah. But how about this? I don't believe it'll be this year. It probably will be middle spring or summer next year.
Fuck no! Oh no! I don't even give it the next 2 years, to be honest.
Really?
Like I'd say at the earliest 2015 is probably when we get a second season.
Really?
Earliest.
All right. All right. So next up.
What? I mean,
Next up.
Popular shows. Okay, fine.
Sasami-san will sell greater than 5,000 discs on its first week. I got my doubts on this one, man. I got to be honest with you. I gave it a rock bottom, 10%.
That's better than the 0%.
Yeah, true. You've given it a little more faith at 40. I think because you're a little jaded from your earlier predictions, and you're trying to give it that little nudge.
No, see, here's the thing. Like, a lot of people say Sasami-san isn't that popular. Yeah. I think these recent episodes are enough to win people over in the fact that whether the show makes sense or not, it's fucking pretty as hell, and I personally think it's entertaining. I find that other people who are still continuing to think it's entertaining. If it does hit this mark, it'll squeak by. Squeak by. Like maybe 5,005.
Okay. All right. I just don't think it's going to do it, but that's my... I don't know. I had to drop it. It was just getting to the point where it was droning on, and it was driving me nuts.
I don't know. I fucking love this show. I don't think it's the best of the season, and I definitely understand why people don't like it. It's got a very unusual Oh God, it's got an unusual storytelling ability.
Yeah.
But I think that it's quirky, and I think it's enough.
Well, nobody in our social stream here is giving it any hope of having a second greater than 5,000 sales. Like after 30%, 20%, 10%, nobody's giving it any hope.
Well, I don't know. I can't convince y'all. I can only do so much.
All right. So there you have it, guys. There's our predictions. The only thing we're both 100% sure of, basically, is that someone's going to die in Psycho-Pass. And that will be the ultimate death in that series, and that will rise to the top. That, and we're both pretty confident that Girls on Panzer will, at some point, progress to a second animated season.
2015.
It will not be lost in the shuffle. I think 2014, but it will not get lost in the shuffle.
Okay.
All right, man. We're about out of time. What are your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Let's see. I don't know. I'm kind of on vacation, so I'm kind of just zoning out. Oh, yes. Actually, while I'm on vacation, I did find an interesting article at A&N that came up recently. I also saw the advertisements for it as well. But if you are in the Boston area, one, you can hang out with me. Just contact me on Twitter, and we can hang, whatever. If you're old enough to drink, that'd be much preferred.
Yeah,
if you're
Aero's not into pedos, so no little girls,
yeah, I don't
please.
like pedos, I'm sorry. I like to keep my government job, thank you. Two, if you are in the Boston area, again, I would recommend going to MIT, because apparently they're doing a free screening of Wolf Children, the one with Mamoru Hosoda, and he will actually be there to give a talk.
Wow.
Yes. So, yeah, he will be there.
That's cool. Hang out at MIT,
so
watch a good.
It's free. It doesn't cost a thing. There will be an MIT professor, Ian Contra.
Still there, Aero? So, Aero's having issues because he's on vacation, but
Learn about the different perspective.
Oh, you're back?
What's up?
You cut out for a second. Finish your conversation.
Oh, go watch it. It's Go watch it. It's free. It's free. There's a talk on it. You get to meet Mamoru Hosada. You
Cool.
learn. Do it.
Awesome. Anything else for me? I don't know, man. Winter wasn't all that great. I'm almost done with Nisei. Not Nisei. Yeah, Nisei Monogatari. I've marathoned through that. Not as good as Bake. I gotta be honest.
I told you that.
Yeah, definitely not as good. Neko Monogatari was definitely a recovery in terms of, when they released the stuff, but Nisei, they spent 2/3 on the whole Fire Wreath Bee thing, and it was terrible.
See, I keep telling you, Nisei was just the fake second season, so that we get the real second season.
Yeah. So
essentially, it was
Neko
just-
White, or
it was
whatever
just
they're
chef.
calling it, is better be better.
I'm pretty sure it's just called Bakemonogatari second season.
Is it they're finally going with? They're not going to go with Neko White.
Well, no. Neko White is just one of the book titles.
I know, but I thought they were going to use that title for that second season. They're not going to. I can't remember. No.
I don't. No, I don't think so. I mean, that would be a poor title to represent exactly what the series may cover.
True.
So, I mean, essentially, they're going over all the characters again. So
Yeah. So I'm marathoning through that, and not overly impressed. The toothbrush scene was not all. While interesting, was not all I think the hype was cracked up to be.
well, you got spoiled hard. So
I never followed much because Ghost wrote about it, but I never read any of his posts.
but
Isn't
you
that
knew it
terrible of me? Because
existed.
I didn't want to read him because knowing I would want to go back and watch.
But you knew it existed, though. That's
True.
the thing.
I guess I knew it existed,
like-
so it wasn't a shock. If I'd watched it in real time and been shocked, yes, I can understand there would have been a shock value watching it as it aired. I will give you that.
I mean, if you think about it, like, you remember the whole Girls in Panzer and Katusha? I mean, when that first aired, everyone was rioting about that because it was fucking awesome. But then if you didn't catch that during that wave, then it was just like, oh yeah, I already knew this was coming, and I already knew they were going to sing, so therefore it's not as exciting.
Yeah. True.
It's like the experience after watching it when you're talking with other people. That was the hype.
Yeah, so I will be ready for, what are we calling this? What are people saying it might be? Zen Monogatari or Bako Monogatari Season 2, whatever you want to call it, I will be ready so that I can be the week-to-week contributor to the conversation.
Finally, shit.
I know. And just kind of my final thought too, and looking at the spring season list, excuse me, for my personal interests, I don't see a lot of things I like. I was going through, I think I found 5 things that I'm going to try to follow that aren't continuing on.
You know why you find everything boring? It's because you're dying of, just being, a Debbie Downer. That's why.
Not so much a Debbie Downer. There's a lot of stuff in there, but a lot of it's not oriented to my particular genres of interest.
Well, that's why you watch Chihaya Furu.
But at least I'm getting my Attack on Titan. Woohoo! And
so what
that
is so
Gargantia
popular? Why is
anime
that-
looks pretty good. So,
why
what's
is
that?
show popular? I said, why is Attack on Titan popular?
Have you read the manga yet?
Yeah, and I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, it was boring. They just kept talking.
There's a lot of action.
There was all talking when I read it. There was less talking in Thermae Romae than there was in Attack on Titan.
But as Kuroshinko accurately points out, I do have 3 mecha anime to look forward to, so I am excited about that. And I think most of out of my 5, I think 3 of them were mecha. So I do get that. I get my space shows or space to Earth type show, so I'll be happy with that.
Sweet.
All right, man. We are finishing up here. So remember, we have our logo contest. It's sitting at the top of the blog page. Please go check it out. We need more entries. We want you to participate. We want to make this exciting and fun. Go do something. I may have to up the ante, huh, Aero?
Well, I'm already chipping in $20.
Are you really?
That was what the Amazon gift card price was.
So we're doubling it?
What do you mean doubling it?
I was already putting 20 in.
Oh, well, shit. Is it 40 now?
Maybe.
Oh, shit.
How about this, guys? We will up the ante if we can get more entries. But we need... If I can get 2 more entries, we will contribute more money to the pot and make it worth your while. But I need at least 2 more entries, and I will double the ante. How about
Don't
that?
half-ass it. Don't half-ass it.
Yeah, no half-ass. You got plenty of time. More entries. Next up, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, On the Clock, Anime on the Clock, is live on Mondays starting at 10 p.m. Eastern. Stars Kevo and Akira. After this broadcast is over, if you look over by the social stream, you can see the link that says videos. If you click on that, you can watch yesterday's show right here from Ustream. Check it out. The shows are always 30 minutes or less. It airs Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yay.
So, check it out. It's awesome. What else we got going here?
Are we moving to Wednesday? Because we keep talking about it.
I know we keep talking about it. I think... So, it's kind of a heads up, you guys. We are considering moving the show to Wednesdays. If you have any feedback on that, go ahead and send us a message. Let us know. Mostly just to give some space between on the clock and ourselves so that you guys can enjoy both in the same week. Let us know if that's good for you, bad for you, what you guys think. We have a pretty steady following here on Tuesdays. Let us know if Wednesdays is just as good for our loyal listeners. You can find us, Aero and Joe, at animeaudiolog.wordpress.com, where we post these as a podcast every week. On the Clock and Anime Talk are on iTunes for your podcasting pleasures. We also post these shows as YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested, which we have some people that are, in being on the show or doing podcasts with the Anime Audiolog team, there's our email address. We do have a need for people that are interested in light novels, visual novels. We're trying to start up a new podcast, a monthly podcast. So we're looking for individuals that would love to talk light novels and visual novels. You can send an email there and we'll get you hooked up, engaged, and it should be a blast. So I think that's about it, man.
Yeah.
So to all of our loyal listeners, thank you for joining us. Have a good week.
Wait a minute.
What? We forget something?
Did we? I feel like there's one more thing we forgot.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Bye. If you're in Boston, let me know.
At Aeroblip on Twitter.
Yeah.
Later.
Peace.